Hey, thanks for checking out Live on Tape Delay, episode 582. In Western New York, I'm Chris Wilson. On the other end of the internet, John Raybeans Raycroft. On the other end of town, Rob Fiasco.
582 episodes of this podcast. That's how many episodes we have done so far.
I was really glad. I thought that was going to be a countdown, like 99 bottles of beer on the wall. Glad it wasn't. Here's 582. Listen at your own risk. Enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
You're on the mic. What's your beef?
Hell yeah. What was that? What is that? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dying time is here. What is that from? That's not the Warriors, is it?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it'll come.
Look it up.
I will. I've been going. I don't want to jump right in, especially without Ray yet, but you've taken me on a old music hunt.
Oh, really?
As I've found my. Why am I clicking? As I had to dig out my old iPod, which oddly charged. I couldn't even turn it on. It had to charge for over an hour. Because it's been like in the bottom of my work box, in the garage, freezing temperatures, boiling temperatures, freezing temperatures. But so I was like, if this thing actually pops up, I'll be surprised. But it took an hour to get even the Apple logo. And then it was like maybe another 15, 20 minutes after that before I could get into the menu. This thing was dead.
Yeah, it took me. I tried to restore first, I don't know. I tried to do something with whatever phone that. I don't even know what phone that is. Maybe a 3 or a 3GS or something like that I found.
Okay.
But I just wasn't able to read anything off of it. And I couldn't even reinstall anything, so I gave up.
I'm going to pause us here for no apparent reason. Maybe we'll get to it later. I have insane crackling and digital popping coming through on it's on my side, but like anything coming from the PC, I'm just watching my shit spike, and I don't want to kill the listeners for an entire hour. So
yes,
we're gonna pause and then come right back once I can figure out what the fuck's going on with this. I think I know, but we'll be back in a minute. Let's try this again. Let's see. Fingers crossed. I've had that happen a couple of times. So listeners, sorry if that was popping your speakers. You're driving your car. Thought you were throwing a rod or something.
I could throw in a rod.
Oh, yeah. Rod radio?
Yeah.
Anyway, I might have some rod radio on the old original Gen 2 iPod.
Nice. It's a pretty good find.
Yeah. What was sick is I knew right where it was. And I also knew right where I had a 30-pin cable. Like, why did I know that? But I did. Oh, well.
Very good.
The pluses of Packratdom.
Yep. Yeah, I was going through a bin today, and that's where I found the phone. The cable was right next to it, so
yeah.
At least we had that going. But let me tell you, just in case any of you are ready.
Uh-oh.
I too am ready.
Found your glove? Found your glove? I know exactly where my glove is, too. I was thinking about breaking it out. Is it from when you were...
How long is it? Yeah. That's what I ask. How long's that been in there?
I don't know. 15 years?
Oh, that's not too bad, then. The way you were putting it on, I thought it was like maybe your city rec glove from when you were 10.
Oh, yeah. No, it's for like 2 seconds when I moved back. No, I don't know when this was. At some point in the last 20 years... I was like, I want to get into softball. But then all the leagues are church leagues. So I joined one, and then like no one showed up for practice. And I was like, yeah, okay, I lost interest. And that was it.
That sounds right. I haven't played organized softball in probably 30 years. I think it was like 96 or 97 I played in a league. But I do still have my softball glove. I have a newer baseball glove, but I have my old big ass fucking softball glove still. Nice. Why? Again, Packratdom. Anyway.
Let me tell you.
It's good to have.
just, and maybe you don't care because you won't be here. But
is that a threat? Are you threatening me?
You'll be long gone by then. No, but going into some of these estate sales, like seeing how much people collect, like, and thinking about it, like you keep buying shit over 50 years. When do you ever get rid of anything?
Yeah.
And that is the case for a lot of people. And then you're in your 80s and you die and your kids all live in different cities outside of the state and no one wants to come pack up your, shit. So it just gives me a little bit of like, I don't know, I want to curate what I have. Yeah. So it requires periodic review.
No, that's understandable. But I was talking to an older woman kind of about this not that long ago. And, because I was telling her a couple of years ago, my mom went through like the attic and the basement and everything else. And just like, here, take your shit to all me and my siblings. Like to the point of like, here's your baby pictures. I'm like, I don't want my baby pictures. These are for you. So she's giving all this stuff away. Shit just keeps showing up at my house. And we're all talking. We're like, Mom, is this the nice way of saying you're dying? Like, what is going on here? She's like, no, I'm just cleaning the house. I don't want the shit in here anymore for exactly the reasons you're talking about. Well, the older woman I was talking to a couple weeks ago, she goes, it happened to me too. She goes, I just decided I didn't want all the clutter. I wanted to clean out the attic. She goes, so I gave all the old keepsakes and everything else to the respective kids. Whatever I've had my time with it. You take it. It's your problem now. So but some people may not go through that ever.
or be able to, or, they get into their 70s and 80s with health issues and then, and then you can't get rid of anything. Right. And then I am buying your son's graduation picture.
Right.
Because he couldn't come take it.
Right. So yeah, I have all my old baby pictures. Do you ever need a baby picture of me? Have at it. I got them. Good.
Yeah. I did get a lot of photos. It's weird because like there's just missing periods of my life where there's no real photo evidence, which is fine.
Yeah.
But also like, what was I doing from 16 to 30?
Oh, mine's shorter than that. It's like 20 to 25. I did not exist.
Okay. Yeah.
But I also know why. I'm not going to go into it, but I know why,
But I mean, I wasn't taking photos with regular film, and digital cameras were poor. And there was no way to store anything. Like I uploaded all the pics that I put on my live journal to tinypic.whatever, and that's gone.
Yeah, you're at the mercy of whoever's hosting, Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think all mine were on MySpace at the time.
Yeah. I've got some, I was never a big picture taker, and I've said that on here before. You were, Rob, and I like that because there's a lot of shit that you're pulling out now. I'm like, oh my God, I remember that. But I was I think I had either the first or one of the first digital cameras in our circle. But again, what did I do with they're on CDs somewhere, unlabeled CDRs, probably in my closet that'll end up in an estate sale sometime. But they'll just be like, what is this labeled? What is this folder labeled AAA? And this one BBB, because I didn't organize anything. Right. It was just, I need space on the card, so dump the camera. But I know there was a bunch of us, like from Perkins and shit like that, of just with this 10 megapixel Polaroid little. It was cool for what it was. But
I have a couple. I have the one where I'm turned like in the Denny's booth giving you the finger.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember taking that one, oddly.
I got that from the Internet Archive for Desecrator because I put that one up on our website.
Oh, wow. Yeah. But yeah, all that shit exists somewhere and not filed anywhere. But but anyway, then I took off. And then phones, I think, have made us a lot lazier on that because it's just, I got it on my phone. I'll get it off my phone sometime. I get it off my phone.
Right.
Well, I have all mine backed up automatically to Google Photos, and I pay for a stupid amount of storage on there. So
until even if I switch devices, the way of TinyPic,
until they go the way of Tiny Pic. But hopefully Google will be around for
Yeah.
a lot longer.
No, it's a lot more stable than that. But like Jamestown's prom was this past weekend, last weekend, I guess, at time of listening. So I took my camera out. I was like, I'm going to take good pictures of the kids, you know. So it was me and my daughter's dates, parents, and whatever else. So we went out like by the lake and shit. And I was taking good pictures. And I was like, but now what? So I've got them saved on a drive here, and I know that I have them, but nobody else knows that I have them. So until I do something with them, they just will exist there. You know what I mean? So
that was the entire reason that I got the camera that I did. Even though it's a 10-year-old Sony, it has the Wi-Fi transfer to your phone.
This one does it too, but it's tweaky and slow, and I don't like it. So, but it also, I think, compresses them down to a smaller. It's a preview version. I get it.
Yeah,
but
it's not the full. I can't remember the file type if you actually pull it off here.
CR2.
Yeah, they're raw. Yeah, they're raw files. So I have an old MacBook that has an SD card reader. So when I really want the raw files, I plug that in, get them off the SD card. But otherwise, I just transferred via Wi-Fi to my phone, and they're back to Google Photos. I have them until Google goes out of business.
But again, that's an extra step I'm lazy.
Google could still be in business, but there's no way to access the internet.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's true.
That's what I think the likely scenario would be.
Like EMP, they're hardened, but we are not. We can't get there.
Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway,
it's better than nothing. But I mean, like a photo book or a photo album. You know, our parents or whatever used to just leave them on the shelf, and then it was like, oh, I go to it, and you could thumb through it, and anybody could, and whatever. Now it's like, oh fuck, I remember taking this picture one time. I think I burned it on a CD. It's where's that fucking CD? You know what I mean? It's just more cumbersome.
What my sister has been doing, and what I've done one time, which is pretty cool, is to get it made into a book.
Mm-hmm. I've done something like Shutterfly thing or something.
Yeah, and those are all like straight, whole thing created straight off my phone, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, and then you have a little keepsake that way, which is cool.
I've got select ones that, like my fridge is covered with stuff, and they were all taken with phones, and it's so like fridge magnets and some of the pictures I have in the house I've done through Shutterfly, but I never think I need to get the prom pictures collection even if it's just for her. Here you go. You keep it. It's your problem now.
That's right.
See, it's all, I'm just doing that early. But yeah, tons of stuff. And just pictures in general. And then I'll leave this alone. I don't know if I talked about this because I'm very bad at, especially if I'm running around with my camera. It's like, take a picture and then I'll review them after. I'm like, well, that one kind of sucks. Well, that one doesn't look like it was. It doesn't look like I wanted it to. I've gotten to the point now where if I go running around with my camera, I'm not going to look at the pictures for 2 to 3 weeks because I need to forget what it actually was in real life. And because any of these old pictures that you find now from 20 years ago, you're like, oh man, that's awesome. I'm glad I forgot. I'm glad that picture exists. And you forget what the reality was. So I ran around about a month ago now and was taking pictures up along the Lake Erie shoreline. I knew I was going to do this. I knew I would just delete them immediately if I looked at them. So I was like, fuck it. Dump them onto a drive. Forget about them. So I went back end of last week and was going through them. Now that time has passed, I know there's pictures I would have thrown away that I'm now glad I have. So it's just another mind fuck, but that's how I have to do it with myself. So if you want quick turnaround, I'm not your guy. you want them a month to 10 years down the road? I'll try to label up my drives better.
Right. That's just generally the LTD timeline, though.
Well, that's true too. I live everything on delay. But yeah, anyway, so that's that. I'm still trying to get back into that.
Yeah. How? Anything crazy over the last week? You mentioned prom photos. Was that last weekend?
Yeah.
A couple weekends ago?
Yeah. The 23rd, May 23rd was prom. No, they had fun, I guess. It was not in town. It was Jamestown had their prom in Cherry Creek. So it's
one of the creeks.
Yeah, one of the creeks. So I thought that was weird, but I guess it was fine. But no, it was kind of a cloudy day, so the pictures weren't great. But I saved them all because I'm not really going to look at them for a while. I did thumb through them.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, I don't know. They had fun. Made me feel old. That's all that really, it's like, oh, my kid's going to prom. Fuck, I'm old. Other than that, work's just been busy, and that's all I've been doing.
Nice. What about you, Ray?
I watched the last game of the Premier League season on Sunday. One of the last weekends that 11 Below will be open. They sold the facility, and they're moving they're moving everything up to B52 in Conroe, and now it's going to be 11 Below beer and cocktails at the outside bar at B52, and then B52 beers will be in the inside bar. So we had last day of the Premier League season on Sunday, and then the Champions League Champions League final this coming Saturday at the brewery, and then they shut down on Sunday's last day. So, we watched Arsenal lift the trophy for the first time in 22 years for Premier League. Hopefully, we're talking about them lifting the Champions League trophy for the first time in the history of the club on Monday when this releases, and that would be the best season in Arsenal's. I think that would compete with the Invincible season, because the Invincible season they only won the Premier League, even though they never lost a game. I think winning the Champions League and the Premier League would beat the Invincible season.
Oh, wow. All right, so there's potential history in the making then.
Yeah.
That's always good.
To win the first title after 22 years, that alone is history.
Yeah.
But you could truly write history for the club by winning the Champions League.
All right. Okay. Well, maybe I'll that's enough to have me pay attention.
They're playing a French team too, in case that helps. They're playing PSG. And as of today, Crystal Palace won the UEFA Conference League. Last week, Aston Villa won the UEFA Europa League. So far English clubs are 2-0 in European championships. So Arsenal has the chance to make, for the first time ever in history, for one country to win all three European competitions in sweep.
Nice.
What happened with the relegations?
It was a sad day. That was a sad day. So Wolves and Burnley were guaranteed relegation weeks ago. It came down to if West Ham won and Tottenham lost, West Ham would stay up. If Tottenham tied and West Ham won by 12 goals, West Ham would stay up. West Ham ended up winning 2-0, but Tottenham ended up winning 1-0. So Tottenham finished in 17th, and West Ham is getting relegated. The problem with that is that supposedly now the taxpayers of London are on the hook for London Stadium because they built it for the Olympics, and then West Ham's ownership bought it from the taxpayers in some weird agreement. And now that they're relegated, they're not going to have the funds to cover the cost of the stadium. The taxpayers are going to have to cover it. Yeah. So that's going to be a big deal.
That's interesting because you never think of that. It's like, well, I mean, and how can you? That's like somebody taking a mortgage on their house and then losing their job. It happens. But
Right.
Interesting.
Yep. And all the players are probably going to leave because West Ham's not going to pay them the wages they were in the Premier League.
Right.
So you don't know who's going to be sticking around. Their manager was terrible. They'll have new. I don't think West Ham's get back to the Premier League anytime soon. I think it's going to be a few years before they're.
That's a great team, and a great time to get in.
It is. And the good thing about them going down the championship, though, is that you do get the revival of West Ham and Millwall rivalry, which is a long-standing, brutal West London soccer rivalry. It was the entire premise behind the movie Green Street Hooligans. So we do get that revived back in the championship where there's less rules in terms of hooliganism.
Okay. All right. See, slowly, every conversation I have with you and I guess I'm still going to call him Walden at this point. I don't know how that's a long story. Well, I have to call it football with him. It's one step closer. And then with the World Cup right around the corner, maybe this is my year. Maybe this is it.
And the TST is going on right now as of time of recording. I think it'll be over by the time this releases, but you do have the TST going on, right, as of today.
Yeah, I feel like it's a little earlier than last year. Everything's earlier this year.
I think because of the World Cup. I have to assume they moved it up to have it done before that.
Maybe.
I'm only going to tune into the World Cup because it's going to be a complete shit show.
Exactly.
Most likely.
So that'll be right.
It'll be entertaining.
Yeah.
There'll be games. They'll happen. All the shit show stuff we'll never see. That's the thing. It's like As long as it doesn't happen on the pitch during game time. But yes, logistically, I have a feeling everything is going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
There's a couple groups.
Prove me wrong.
There's a couple groups where I think you have some potential for shit show on the field. I think in some of the groups you have weird matchups of European countries and countries from the Middle East or Africa that they've colonized in the past, and there might be tension there, and there could be some shit house around the field.
All right. Well, we'll see. I don't want to root for that because silently I do, but not outwardly because then it'll make me sound like an asshole. But it's entertainment's entertainment.
Amen.
Anyway, what about you? What was your? You had a busy week.
I did. I had family in town staying at the house, so that was cool. But you got to get you got to get ready first. You got to make sure all the house looks good in and out. So did some of that stuff, and then they came in on Thursday, and then we immediately went to the Cherry, as is what we do.
Mm-hmm. I know, and I missed out this time. I could not. Schedules did not line up.
My brother thought it was weird that you were not there.
Well, that's good.
And I was like, "This is probably the only time he hasn't been here." So.
Well, I was there later. I just couldn't make you guys in your early times. I couldn't make. But
I thought they were going late. We went at 6. Dinner's mostly over, but that's an hour before bedtime.
Yeah. I usually end the night down there. That's, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I had other shit going
on. So I did that. Friday, there were a couple of estate sales going on. So one out in Greenhurst that we went out to. And then one out in, I think, Asheville. So we went out there. So that was pretty fun. And then ended up back at Haggie's, good old Haggie's Four Below.
Yeah.
Had some good meals there, and then also I tell you one thing. I know we've talked about this before. I'm not a traditional breakfast, lunch, dinner kind of person anymore. I usually eat like one big meal, and then everything else around is snacking. So it was a lot of like, we would go out for lunch, and then maybe we'd have a snack in between, and then we went out for dinner, and I'm like, I can't keep eating.
Because what do you do when what do you do when you got guests in? That's what you do. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had a lot of food. But then Friday night was Paces, which was 1,000 degrees inside, but I now know why the Jamestown Strong sign is there. It's if you survive without passing out inside of their ridiculously hot restaurant.
Well, I heard the entire place is the pizza oven. It's not like they've got the pizza oven in the kitchen. The place is the oven. So that's part of the attraction, I guess.
They just set it on your table. It just cooks. Right
it's exactly. It's the conveyor just comes by. It's like the forced air convection. You can watch it cook as it comes to your table.
It's
the
like
people are the pepperoni.
Oh no! You're not supposed to say that.
Oh, sorry.
The pepperoni is people.
Oh no!
Only the Jamestown Strong don't become pepperoni.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. So it's Friday. Events. Saturday, hit up the farmers market, of course. Last time that they are in St. Luke's until winter. So the new market will have just started, and it's in a new location. I believe it's in front of the Reg this year. Okay. So they shifted everything down a bit.
Sure.
So looking forward to going to that again. But so did that, and then went over to. I am such a terrible. I don't know why I can never think like this business name is never at the top of my tongue. But the cupcake shop there.
Full Moon.
Thank you. Jesus. Full Moon just never wants to stick. Full Moon Rising? I
believe, yes.
Bakery, yes, has reopened.
They moved
and are now in front of the ice arena, which is awesome. So, checked out their new place and got some things. They have a $10 lemonade that is pretty much a lemonade in a to-go container.
Okay. Like
Just saying.
In a container, like a to-go, a box.
not a box, like maybe you'd get
but like a box
rice
size.
in like a
Okay.
yeah, like rice in like a
like a Chinese takeout
yeah
box.
the plastic with the lid like
okay. All right. Yeah,
like
you get soups in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like they made a
yeah.
big deal about the bear they're drinking out of on set because he was like fully what was the word? Fully embracing the kitchen lifestyle because apparently that's what all the cooks do. Type thing.
All right. Well, I mean, hey, whatever works.
But yeah, that is a lot of lemonade, and it's very tasty. So I recommend that.
Well, I haven't been in the new location yet.
It was pretty chilly and overcast on Saturday, but we made our way over to the WRFA vintage and art fair that they were having on Saturday at their studio space. So went and checked that out for a little bit, and then we did something else. Oh yeah, then I had to go down to Randolph for a baptism, christening, whatever you call that kind of thing.
A dunking.
And went out
I believe it's known as a dunking.
A dunking, yes. But then stopped at the Old Tool Tavern, which I had never heard of or been out there, and had dinner out there on Saturday.
So you're well fed, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Sunday ended up at I'd say well fed and well drank. How's that?
All right, that's good.
There's a lot. I think like Sunday. Somewhere in there too was Brazil. I think that was in there Friday.
Okay.
We had some drinks at Brazil. We went to Southern Tier on
I was thinking
Sunday,
about going out there. I didn't.
And they had a band. It was kind of rainy, but it was it was on and off. So I had some beers up there, and then went from there to the saloon
on Saturday.
Sunday.
What time were you at the saloon? I was at the saloon on Sunday. I went up there for the hockey game because it was the only place open Sunday. Oh, no, wait. No, that was Monday night. Never mind.
Yeah.
Because everywhere was closed for the holidays. Okay. I digress.
Yep. So, that was it. Closed it out there, and then company left early Monday morning, and then my sister and a few of her kids came down, and we walked up to the parade. And watched that, and then I came back and I tried to watch F1 and was falling asleep on the couch. So
too much food. It's a 4-day food coma.
Like at noon, I was falling asleep on the couch. So good stuff. But
it was a weird race. Like it had moments of what the hell is happening, and then
I didn't I enjoyed what I was watching. I couldn't I was so tired. I could not watch anything. So, but. That's from that. On the flip side of that, I have been continuing to digitize my CD collection.
Okay. How's that coming along? I saw a list of artists that you've gotten through.
It is coming along. Yeah. Slowly but surely. I'd say, I don't know. I don't have that many CDs anymore. I'm doing it all legit. So nothing. No
downloads.
No paid downloads would be okay.
Okay.
But that'll be more going forward, I think. But yeah, I've got, I don't know. Let me see if it says, I think it does. I think I've got 700 songs maybe ripped so far.
Okay. All right. That's pretty good.
So not too bad. And the flow's going good and everything. I've got, something I found out today that I swear we've talked about on this podcast, and maybe you've mentioned or brought it up before, but I'm burning all these CDs. I'm burning the FLAC. I'm trying to get high quality files and everything, but that doesn't, the source is the source. So the end product on Megadeth CD that came out in 2015 is different than, Hellstar's, Distant Thunder recorded in 88, and however that was mixed and mastered and put onto a CD. They both sound great in their own right, but together one after another.
Sure.
One sounds super quiet, one sounds really loud. So you're constantly adjusting the volume if you're trying to listen to tracks that aren't tied to the same album. And I found that frustrating.
Yeah, yeah, and that's a process to normalize all that stuff too now, but this would be the time to do it. But it's no different. I just want to point out because, and I'm glad you said it, the sources are different. So if you would put in an old school stereo and you would put in the Megadeth album you referenced and you would listen to that and you would not touch anything except eject, put the next CD in and close it, that same problem would be there. Because because the source material is quieter.
Right.
Yeah, that's a process if you want to go through and limit things.
It's not anymore. It's not a process anymore. It's called replay gain, and it's an audio standard designed to automatically normalize the playback loudness of your music files.
Okay, does it let you tweak it?
You could probably tweak it. I don't know. I mean, you can go in individually, so I think you can. I went through and both did my files, and then you can also add or reduce gain additionally on that.
Okay.
But I did it. I haven't really listened to any of the tracks. I was just trying to at
least get it closer.
Yeah, like Let in Life from Sam Black Church. I've never really listened to it because it's such a quiet sounding album. And now, it'll be a little closer. So I'm excited to try it. It was just a setting, and it embeds it in the metadata. So it does nothing to the file. Just when the file plays, it auto adjusts based on whatever calculations it uses. It defines a reference level, and then it'll auto adjust, and then it puts that in the metadata, so that even if I take it to a different player, it will still work because it's in as long as it can read the metadata.
Exactly. Yeah, provided it reads that flag in the metadata. So it's non-destructive normalizing. You're not affecting the actual. I like that. I like that a lot. Ooh.
Right.
I never thought of that. Although I've worked with other things that work exactly like that. I never thought about that in normalizing audio files. That's brilliant. I like that. I like that a lot.
So that's been good. What has been motivating me is even on my monitor, my Samsung monitor, the music sounds, I don't even know how to say it.
The little speakers on the monitor?
Even the little speakers with the converted files from the actual sources feels like I'm listening to it's like a new experience.
Okay. All right.
And I'm just getting started, apparently.
Okay.
So a couple things. It's like, I think last time I was talking about getting a $400 Sony Walkman or whatever.
Yeah.
I've dove down into the rabbit hole a bit more, and I believe my first purchase with a digital audio player, not an MP3 player, because even though it does play MP3s, mine will not. Unless I put them on there, but I will try not to.
Yes, it plays more. Yes. MP3 player is it's pigeonholing what this will do.
I know, right? Yes. But apparently a very good starter digital audio player is the Hi-Bi or Hi-Bi. Hi-Bi.
I like that. I don't know. I'm just guessing. H-I-B-Y.
We're going with that. Yeah, R1. Okay. And right now it is available for $75 on Amazon.
Yeah, I mean, this sounds
not a bad price.
Again, to get started. Maybe you love it. Maybe it does everything you need. Maybe it's a piece of crap. You don't know. So it just, I get the feeling of like, this is the GPX version of digital media. But you know what? I had some GPX shit that lasted years and I loved it. So hey, try it out.
Yep.
Yeah, don't start with the $400 one.
Exactly. Yep. So this just has what I needed to do, which is essentially add files and then play them. Mm-hmm. So
in the format that you're looking to.
That is correct.
Yeah.
So I like the screen. I think everything they're fairly small. From the reviews, they appear to be durable. So yeah, as like a first phase, I think this is exactly what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Again, hi bye, not a sponsor. We're just talking about it.
Right. Right. And there are several other ones like I think this Fio.
Yeah, they all got great names, don't they?
Yeah. This is like a higher, but the high buy, they also have like different tiers too.
Sure.
So there's different brands and different tiers, yada yada. So I think I found that as far as the player, which is great. Second question, what do you play it through?
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, who knew? Not me. And IEMs are all the rage now.
Yeah,
like for listening to music.
I think
when did that become the thing?
I don't know.
Is that any better than open ear headphones? And why are open ear headphones so good? And also, sorry, well, I'll let you expand here. I knew like the stereo ring and the mono ring on like the 3.5 millimeter jack or whatever, but I didn't know that the 4 millimeter one,
4.4 is that's a newer.
Like I get that. What sends more information?
No,
like how is it?
Well,
how is that? And
I can go into that in a minute.
And how does that like? So I need to have good speakers also.
Sure.
And then I need So and then potentially because you want to wire it up because you don't want any latency or weird shit flying through wireless.
Right.
Yeah.
Or digital transmission compression.
Yeah. Exactly. And so the cable itself also makes a difference. So there's like 3 different layers there. I want to hear as close to as possible what the guy in the control room heard when he said, mix it.
Yeah. In that case, you have to get, the analog rack of stuff with a I don't even know what they were using for amps. I don't remember the old big analog tube anyway, and a pair of like Yamaha NS10s and sit them right in front of you. Like that's then you'll get close.
Yeah.
But
however, so I'm trying to find the happy medium between I don't want to pay streaming services anymore to own nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the quality is that good to begin with, and I think it has brainwashed me into thinking that's what music sounds like, and that's why I listen to it as a background and why I have lost interest in music over the last 15 years. Age part of that too, but I think that plays at least a part of it. So I don't want to go to the way other end of the spectrum, but I need something that is portable, that I can move around in the house or take to throw in the car or go on a walk or sit downstairs and still have it sound really good.
Yeah. And
that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Don't discount, or at least don't forget that these companies exist to make money as well. So a lot of this stuff does get on the extreme ends, does get into marketing. And this is where I'm going to kind of go off on a tear. And I'm sure there's people that are going to disagree with me. Like gold, it was all the thing for a while. Got to have gold cables. Got to get your gold Mogami cables. It's, a 6-footer is $300. Okay, if you measure it, if you take it in the lab, yes, they're gold connectors. Yes, gold is a better conductor. Yes, it's going to get this, that, the other thing. Are you going to notice for $300? And that's where I was always the skeptic of like, I've always prided myself on like, yeah, I can tell the difference between some of this stuff, but others, it's like, is it really worth the trade-off? So that's what I got a couple points that I was kind of mentally noting. I don't know anymore what constitutes an IEM over earbuds. I used to, because they were drastically different. Now I think IEM is just kind of taken the form of a closed, an earbud that seals off, physically seals off your ears. I don't know, but that's what it used to be. I've got 2 pair here. One of them I love. I've had for like 15 years. They're uncomfortable as fuck. The other one, which I spent $300 on those. The other pair that I have, I spent $350 on later because the other ones hurt. They lasted a year and I killed them. So, but those were super comfortable. So anymore, and I used to use them, believe it or not, like when I'd go into VR, I'd wear those. I'd wear the IEMs instead. I ended up going with, and I've had these for like 5 years now, a $20 pair of JBL fucking active, whatever. They're like sport earbuds. Okay. Nice. And these are great. Do they sound like my $300 Shure? No. But again, price trade-off for what you're using them for. Again, yeah, right. A $17 pair of IEMs. Come on, man. And maybe I'm jaded. Maybe they're fine for what it is. But, you know, mine were dual driver and all this other, blah, 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 and they weren't even top of the line.
Right.
Okay. Scrap that one. So IEMs, I don't know. But they're cool, and it's all about comfort.
That's only good. They do look cool. That's only going to solve the problem where, I'm out of the house going on a walk?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't want to disturb people. I don't know. Like, I feel like maybe, you know, if I'm not spending that much of my time with earbuds, then maybe that's not the right choice for me to pair with my new digital audio player.
And again, it's like you hit the nail on the head. What are you doing with it? I mean, go back. Why were IEMs originally invented? Well, you've got performers on stage that these things need to stay in their ears because they're also musicians. They're also drummers. You like what I did there? I split drummers off from musicians, you know, but good. They're active. They're moving around. These things need to stay. So that's part of it, you know? Right. So, okay. Depends what you're doing. Fine. The other side, your next point was, and I'm not going to make a meal out of this one, but the tip ring sleeve, the 2 black ring, which is weird because you think stereo, 2 black rings, nice mnemonic. It's not about the black rings. It's about the 3 pieces of metal that the 2 rings separate. So the tip, if everybody pull out your headphones right now, the tip of it is
can't hear you anymore.
Is the left. Yeah, exactly. Unplug your headphones right now and look at it and then don't listen to me. The tip has the left channel information in it. The little ring has the right channel information on it. And then the main sleeve toward, you know, the shank down toward the balls. That's the ground. That's the reference. There's your stereo. It takes 3 channels. That's what they call unbalanced, where it's a ground and a signal. Done. In professional audio, most lines are balanced, which means it's 3 conductors for a mono signal. You've got a ground, you've got a positive signal, and a negative signal. They're literally just mirror images of each other. The reason there is in long cable lengths, you've got 2 mirror image signals coming through. Any noise that's picked up over cable lengths from, you know, nearby, whatever, picking up noise. At the receiving end of that signal, the negative gets flipped back to positive and superimposed on. So it makes the signal louder, but the noise that it picked up cancels out. So that's the whole reason for balanced. Now you enter balanced headphones, which have 4 black rings on them, 5 metal pieces. So now you have a common ground. You've got your left signal, but you've got a left inverted signal. You've got a right signal and a right inverted signal. So you just took that 3-wire mono and made it a stereo. Cool. I understand it. You now have stereo balanced. Why? Because the whole purpose of a balanced cable is to get rid of, you know, noise picked up over the length of the cable. I don't know
how much noise is traveling 6 feet.
That's what I'm saying. So part of me is, and I was looking at the specs. She sent me the specs between the standard 3.5 and the whatever they call it, the quin. There's some cutie name for it, quintessum something, the 5 conductor. Yes, there's a change, but it looks like it's very laboratory measurement changes. I don't know. I've never listened through a pair of balanced headphones. At some point, it's coming to 2 wires that hit a speaker. You know,
right?
But
wouldn't it just be louder is not necessarily better,
right?
And also, what is this noise? Is it audible to the human ear, or would I hear it and then with balanced headphones, I'm like, oh my God, There's been so much noise in my headphones.
Yeah, I don't think so, because it increased the signal to noise ratio by like 2 dB or something like that. And it was already way the fuck up there. So it's like 126 to 128, which means the difference between your signal and the noise is like is 100 and some dB difference anyway.
Right.
You don't have that kind of dynamic range in your hearing. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm very skeptical on that. Like I said, I've never heard them. I've never tried it. So I'll put that out there. But for the price of some of these, and I think only Sony makes it. Sony is the one that created it. The 4.4 millimeter jack with 5 conductors on it. I get what they're doing. I understand that, but the reason for it is unnecessary. It's the same reason, like, we'll take this all the way back. Any musicians out there, not drummers this time, coming out of synthesizers or even a guitar cable. It's only 2 conductor. You've got a sleeve and the tip, 1 ring that separates them. Because generally those cables are short enough, you're not picking up a lot of RF interference. So you don't need to do that balancing and all the bullshit to reinvert the signal and blah, 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 all that stuff. So that to me feels like a marketing gimmick. I don't know. I would like to try a pair though, just to see if it's that. But even the specs, like I said, even if you told me this is the unbalanced standard, this is the balanced standard, I could find you consumer headphones, different brands of consumer headphones that have a bigger difference than those 2 do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it felt weird. I like the theory. Yeah. But again, it's
interesting.
I don't know. I understand that it's going to be a little bit hotter coming in because you've got 2 signals, superimposing over each other, but then you've got impedance involved and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, that's a whole thing. So that feels gimmicky to me, but I don't know. But if they're trying to get you to do the 5 conductor headphones, the gold cable that's laced with fairy dust and wound and shielded in unicorn hair, like that
that's a bit much. Yeah.
I don't know. I guess buyer beware at a $300 or $400 pair of headphones. I don't know.
Yeah. So then you look at maybe some powered studio monitor speakers, that could be cool.
Sure.
Now you're fixed to one location. So it might be good to have these, like, if you have a music listening area, perhaps, like that could be cool.
And even that you've got to watch too, because if these are near field monitors, there's a very small, really sweet spot.
Yeah, so maybe they only work with, Yeah.
I mean, I've got mine in here and they're not by any means top end. I don't even think they make them anymore. Alesis M1 Active. Like I think it was like $100 for the pair. They're powered. Okay, they sound good, but they sound good in a 3-foot sphere right here. They sound okay off axis, but that's not what they're made for. They're not room speakers. They're not bookshelf speakers. They're near field reference monitors. So if I'm right here, they sound great. If I move 4 feet away, I'm out of it. So, again, it's all use case.
I don't know. Yep. So that's what I'm figuring out. The one thing I do know is that I, do want to transfer everything onto one device and start going that route. So I do think that I think $75 is a good starter price to start potentially doing this. But then it'll serve multiple purposes, I think, for me. One, getting to digitize my collection and have it, that's great. 2, like listening to stuff I haven't listened to in 20 years and having that be on regular rotation. That's cool. Hearing things better than I've probably heard them for a while. That's cool.
Sure.
But then also this wanting to then build up this collection. Well, now I want to buy CDs again because I want to rip them.
Oh, interesting.
now it's when you go to that estate sale, and now it can be anything. It doesn't have to be just metal, because there's a ton of great albums I'd like to digitize
and you're older and more diversified now. So yes.
Yeah, all kinds of that. So that, there's the hunt now of finding those albums and adding them to my collection and adding them. I'm thinking that I'll probably separate genres out by SD card. Perhaps,
sure.
Definitely have like a metal one, but then maybe have like, pop or whatever. And then, depending on how much I get eventually, might be a need for that. But then,
if that's if you want to separate it like that. Like I said, it's up to you. If you want to have your book of cards instead of book of CDs, but I think that one you were showing me will read up to 2 terabytes. Like you could literally, again, talking about your metadata, you could sort by genre at that point and have everything on one card to go.
Yep. So that'd be, there you go. So that would also be cool. So I've been going into the Reddit, looking at different things, and there's a bunch of like subreddits for cassette culture. There are a lot of people getting into, or maybe there have always been, but especially a lot of young people. And I think you had brought this up last week or a couple weeks ago, Chris, buying CDs and tapes and like going into, their school or trying to put collections together.
They're taking themselves off grid just in general. They're going back to flip phones. They're going back to tape CD. They're going, I kind of like it. It's like, welcome to the world. They're missing. Oh, now I'm really going to go on the old guy. A lot of the shit that we've talked about over the last 10, 12 years, whatever that is, of that experience of pulling the CD out, collecting it, going and finding that album at the store that you may or may not have tried, buying the CD through the gate before the store opened on release day. That kind of experience, I think, just on a human level, people are missing. And maybe that's what's bringing them back. It's not necessarily about the music, although that's the venue, I guess. It's that experience.
Yeah, that's in there as well.
Yeah. So anyway, I like it.
I'm thinking about moving. I'm going to start picking up DVDs also, and then start working on ripping those and having. I mean, luckily, this should be much smaller, especially my movies. But I do have a long list of movies I'd like to see sometime. And you know what? If there's, some future where there's no internet and I have all my movies locally stored, then maybe I'll get around to watching them. But either way, the other thing is with wanting to do starting to do the DVDs is that, My Boys was up on Amazon Prime, and I was like, oh, finally it's back. It was up for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, and so I want to own, and I assume since audio sounds better when it's not being compressed to all hell, is it possible that TV looks better if I'm not streaming it, or are we getting the best that we can get? Does a DVD look better than the same thing being streamed on the same TV?
I would assume not the DVD, but I would assume the Blu-ray.
That's going to come down to the player, I think. What kind of scan and things like that, because, man, I guess I don't know. But
I mean, it's being compressed, right? I mean, if...
Yes and no. I mean, DVDs aren't that... Yes, but yes, but no. It is a little bit streamed. Different.
2 gig files, and I mean, I'm sure it's like how are they doing that different? Why can't they give me then full spectrum audio streams at all times then? If it's
that actually is the better question, because even with certain streaming services are different, but I know like with Netflix has a really good 5.1. If it was up in 5.1, they're giving it to you in 5.1.
That's cool.
Where a lot of the other ones are like it compressed to stereo or folded down to stereo and things like that. and that comes through at 32-bit PCM 5.1. So that should be what it was originally intended to be. So why is it compressed more on the music stream? I don't know. That's a good one.
Is the music in a movie compressed?
Oh yeah, well there's so much going on there because it's not an album. It's, mixed to either background or it's, they need to it's ducked to vocals or it's whatever,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not going to be studio there anyway. The source probably was.
But apparently there is a difference in the core technology between DVD and Blu-rays, because DVDs are limited to 720 by 480.
Yeah.
But Blu-rays can go up to 1080p. But also DVDs only support Dolby Digital and DTS. Blu-rays do support lossless audio formats. So in theory, the audio for the movie overall will be better on Blu-ray versus DVD.
Yes. Even if it's letterboxed or pillar boxed or whatever to fit the thing. DVDs, and this we can go back to I'm going to stretch it I'm going to use the whole screen. DVDs are 4:3, Jesus Christ, aspect ratio. So even though if you're watching it native as it is, you are going to be full height on your TV, but you're going to be square. You're going to miss all that. It's going to be TV size. Now to fix that, what they do is now decrease it more by putting the top and bottom black bars. Then your TV goes, oh, okay, I see this is black, and it re-blows it up. So, yeah, that's the 720 upscaled to 1080. So DVD, if you can get it on Blu-ray, that's your best at this point. Some things don't.
Yeah.
They're not released on that.
I would imagine, are they still putting out like a lot of new content on Blu-ray, or has it all just switched to streaming?
There's
or is it now just like the big things they make a Blu-ray for?
There's still a lot. I see a lot of Blu-ray for current stuff still. Not that I spent a lot of time shopping for it, but just, walking down the aisle at Walmart or something. I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember that. That was in the theater last year. You get it faster, obviously, in streaming. Yeah. But, if you're looking for older stuff, I think you'd have good luck. And I've got a decent-sized DVD and Blu-ray collection. But it's always nice, like you're saying. My daughter the other night, I came home and she was watching The Burbs because that's our Memorial Day kind of tradition movie because it takes place over Memorial Day weekend. It's it's a thing. So it wasn't streaming anywhere, at least on any of the services we had. So she's rifling through the cupboard and she's like, "Yep, there it is, found it." And she's playing. So she's playing the Blu-ray.
Nice.
Now 3 months from now, it might be on Hulu or something. You know what I mean? So it's always nice to have.
But they keep raising their prices.
Well, there's
and
that.
we're not getting anything more for it.
There's that too.
So,
but the converse of that is you're going to spend whatever $14 on a DVD for one movie. That's not there. Me. That's a whole well, whatever. Depending on what you're looking for.
Sure.
And then, but that's a whole month of a streaming service. Or, you're going to spend.
At least I own it though.
30. That's true. $30 or something on a series.
That's the renter versus homeowner.
Yeah, exactly. So again, you can go to the streaming as can be. I don't know. I waffle back and forth, but there's certain things that I'll collect the Blu-ray for. Like I've got my Star Wars collection. I've got, that kind of stuff. You own that.
Now,
so in many versions.
Is that, are we saying that's the best, or am I gonna rip Blu-ray and build this collection up, and then there's another? Now it's Blu-ray 8K mega.
Sure, at some point. At some
but
point.
I mean, you're not getting that with. You're not getting that with. People are still ripping CDs to get the high. There's no new CD that people are ripping.
That's true. So
we maxed out there. So that's why I'm like, I don't feel bad ripping to fly. Like I feel like FLAC's been around for a while. It's going to be around at least, I don't know, for the foreseeable future that I'm able to listen to music. So that should be it. Ripping it off the CD, I should be good to go.
Yeah,
I would hope. I don't know.
CD.
I think it comes down to your TV resolution, because like a lot of the newer movies are releasing on like I'm looking at Oppenheimer, for example. You can buy an Oppenheimer Blu-ray for $10, or you can buy the Oppenheimer 3-disc set, which includes 4K Ultra HD and
Mm-hmm.
Blu-ray for $37. If you don't have a 4K TV, it doesn't make sense to buy the 4K version, rip it, because
Or
you're
the
never going to
4K
see the quality
or
of
a
it.
4K player, and it comes down to the refresh rate and the everything else on the TVs and the smoothing and it gets nuts.
If you've got a Blu-ray player that's an APTV, Blu-ray's
Can you
for however long.
Can you rip 4K Blu-ray Ultra to whatever, or does that still, would the quality of it be dependent on the player you were ripping it from?
Well, it would depend on the software you're ripping it from. If that would, and then your computer at that point becomes the playback device. As long as you've got a 4K monitor and drivers that'll support 4K and that kind of thing.
Well, yeah, I could put it on a local drive and then play it on my 4K TV.
Right. As long, sure. Yeah. If it's just, like on a media server kind of thing.
Yeah.
As long as the software will take all the information. It's like it goes back to what we said right in the beginning of the show with the raw formats off a camera. I can fuck my settings on my camera up so it looks like absolute dog shit when I look at the preview. But as long as I'm also shooting in raw, I can put that into Photoshop and it's perfect. You can do whatever you want with it because it's it's bit 1-to-1 what's ever coming off that sensor. So if your ripping software is literally just pulling bit per bit and reassembling in the same format, it just comes down to the player, whatever you're playing it through,
Right.
Always comes down to the player.
Yeah. And again, the
player, not the game.
The TV is equivalent to the speaker or the headphones. The player is equivalent to what the DAP file format will accept. It's all the same parallel.
Well, I guess I don't know. Maybe it's a new thing that for me to obsess over for the next several months. Either way, I think digitizing my CD collection is a smart move, regardless of what happens.
Sure,
I'm just gonna have it. But it's fun. It's exciting. It's going to these estate sales. Usually, when you go look through the CDs, you're like, oh my god, it's the same. Now I might be like, ooh, street songs from Billy Joel or whatever, and the day
you buy a Billy Joel album, you send a picture of me, and I will probably roll over in my own grave before I die.
Yeah, fair enough. But maybe something better. I will say I heard Joe Walsh the other day, and while I do not like the Eagles,
it's just the Eagles. It's not the Eagles, by the way.
I'm going to call them the Eagles because I hate them that much. I would disrespect them.
All right, fair enough.
So I don't really like the Chicago either, if that's what you were talking about.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
I do like 70 Chicago, but Eagles I've never been a huge fan of. I do like Life in the Fast Lane of Witchy Woman, so maybe I like 7. I just really hate Hotel California.
Okay, I like that one, but it's different than 70s Eagles.
Listening to Joe Walsh, I had never. Life is Great or whatever I think is the big song that I had heard.
Okay.
I heard Jack Black in a YouTube Instagram clip where he was trying to do the my Maserati goes 185. He was trying to do that at a bunch of different pitches, and I was like, I don't know what that's from. And then several days later, I'm listening to Sirius, oddly enough, and that song comes on. I was like, oh, that's what that's from. I was like, oh, it's pretty good.
I forgot that was Joe Walsh. Yeah.
I think also, I think I might be ready to get into the Rolling Stones a little bit.
Ooh, that's where we're gonna differ there. I can't do Stones, man. I get a few songs here and there. I can respect it. I can appreciate it. We could do a whole episode on this. So I don't really want to get deep because we're trying to wind this down. Yeah, you're never gonna get me on the Stones bandwagon. A couple songs here and there I like, but I can't do it.
Start me up, man. Come on.
No. Nope. Not even. Nope.
Fair enough.
Anyway, trying to figure out how to land this plane with some sort of pun, but I've got nothing. So we ran a little into overtime here live.
But maybe we didn't because we had a little break while we fixed our technical issues earlier. And hopefully There will be no more technical issues later.
Bye-bye, mailbox.